Have you ever been browsing through pictures of homes, found one that you really loved, and just wished that you could have it shipped straight to your front door? Well, for many Americans, this was a reality in the earlier part of the 20th century. Hi everyone, my name is Ken. Welcome to This House. Today we are exploring the history of the Sears Kit Home. Sears, Roebuck & Co. was an American retailer that sold Sears modern homes as kits through mail order catalogs. These kits would include every piece that you needed to build a house, from door handles to the lumber, from shingles to bathtubs. Everything would arrive on a boxcar sent by train and would include with it a 75-page instruction manual and a set of blueprints that were designed so that anyone without any prior construction experience could assemble their dream home in as little as 90 days. Between 1908 and 1940, Sears sold over 70,000 kit homes in North America, with the vast majority of them having been assembled in towns in the Midwest and along the West Coast, though some of them can be found as far north as Canada and as far south as Florida. When the boxcars would arrive, homeowners would typically have 24 to 48 hours to unload them, which is why most of these homes, regardless of the state they are in, can be found within about 2 miles of a train station. More than 370 different home designs and a wide range of architectural styles and sizes were offered over the program's 34-year history. Sears Modern Homes offered the latest technology available to house buyers in the early part of the 20th century. Central heating, indoor plumbing, and electricity were all new developments in house design that modern homes incorporated, although not all of the houses were designed with these conveniences. Sears discontinued its Modern Homes catalog after 1940. Sales through the local sales offices continued into 1942. Years later, the sales records related to home sales were destroyed during a corporate house cleaning. As only a small percentage of these homes were documented when built, finding these houses today often requires detailed research to properly identify them. Because the various kit home companies often copied plan elements or designs from each other, there are a number of catalog and kit homes from different manufacturers that look similar or identical to models offered by Sears. Determining which company manufactured a particular catalog and kit home may require additional research to determine the origin of that home. So, in a time when homes were all very personalized, why did Sears start selling kit homes? In 1906, Frank W. Kuchel, a Sears manager, was given responsibility for the catalog company's unwieldy, unprofitable building materials department. Sales were down, and there was excess inventory languishing in warehouses. He is credited with suggesting to Richard Sears that the company assemble kits of all the parts needed and sell entire houses through mail order. In the same year, the Aladdin Company of Bay City, Michigan offered for sale the first kit homes through mail order. In 1908, Sears issued its first specialty catalog for houses, the Book of Modern Homes and Building Plans, featuring 44 house styles ranging in price from $360 USD to $2,890 USD. The first mail order for a Sears house was filled in 1908. As Sears mail order catalogs were in millions of homes, Sears had a distinct advantage over many of its competitors, as it was able to promote its modern homes plan to a large number of prospective customers through its general merchandise catalog. As sales grew, Sears expanded its production, shipping, and sales offices to locations across the U.S. to provide the materials needed for the Modern Homes division. Sears operated a lumber mill in Cairo, Illinois. Later, Sears constructed a second mill in Newark, New Jersey, and purchased the Norwood Sash and Door Company in Norwood, Ohio. The ability to mass-produce the materials used in Sears homes reduced manufacturing costs, which allowed Sears to pass along the savings and lower prices for customers. Pre-cut framing timbers, an innovation pioneered by Aladdin, was first offered by Sears in 1916. Pre-cut lumber was cut to the appropriate lengths and angles based on where the framing timber would be used in the house. Prior to 1916, the prospective home builder had to cut their Sears-supplied lumber to appropriate lengths. These pre-1916 houses are not generally considered to be kit houses, but do fall under the definition of a catalog house. Construction of a house with pre-cut lumber reduced construction time by up to 40% according to Sears. Sears' use of balloon-style framing did not require a team of skilled carpenters as did previous methods. Balloon frames could be built faster and generally only required one carpenter. The system used pre-cut timber of mostly standardized 2x4 and 2x8 for framing. Balloon framing systems rely only on nails to make connections between joints, whereas previous methods use heavier members and pegs. The method was originally named in the sense that the structure was light and could be lifted away like a balloon. The balloon structures began very basic due to the need for homebuyers to be able to assemble them independently, and also because designers had yet to see the implications of the method. Shipped by railroad boxcar and then usually trucked to a home site, the average Sears modern home had approximately 25 tons of material with over 30,000 parts. Plumbing, electrical fixtures, and heating systems were not included in the base price of the house, but they could be included at an additional cost with the house order. The modern home features of central heating, indoor plumbing, and electric wiring were the first steps for many families to convert to modern HVAC systems, modern kitchens, and modern bathrooms. During the Modern Homes program, large quantities of asphalt shingles became available. Asphalt shingles were cheap to manufacture and ship and easy and inexpensive to install. Sears also offered plasterboard products similar to modern drywall as an alternative to the plaster and lath wall building techniques, which required skilled carpenters and plasterers. This product offered the advantage of low price, ease of installation, and added fire protection. Over the 32 years that Sears offered homes by catalog, Sears offered 370 different models. In the early years, the models were identified with numbers. After several years, Sears also began assigning names to the various models, a convention that carried through to the end of the program. Some models were offered with variations, the most common of those being expanded floor plans and additional finished living spaces. Sears houses could also be ordered with reversed floor plans. While the vast majority of models were for single-family house designs, Sears did offer duplex house designs and even a few larger multifamily buildings. The most popular models appeared in the catalog over multiple years. Other models only appeared for 1 year. Of those less popular models, built examples have yet to be found. Some models were offered in both wood siding and brick veneer versions with different names attributed to the same or almost identical home plan. Some of the most popular models were the Alhambra, the Argyle, the Avondale, the Barrington, and the Conway, also known as the Uriel. There was no singular architect for the Sears designs. In fact, many of the famous designs were commandeered from other sources and/or purchased from architects but given just enough change to be advertised as their own. Later on in the Modern Homes timeline, Sears had in-office designers but titled them as experts rather than actual architects. So how do you know if you have seen a Sears kit home or if perhaps you have lived in one? Well, there are a few ways to tell. Number one are the shipping labels. Often found on the back of the millwork like baseboard molding or door and window trim, shipping labels associated with Sears may indicate that the home is a Sears modern house. Most of the millwork was fulfilled by the Sears owners Norwood Sash and Door Company of Cincinnati, Ohio. However, building materials like millwork could be purchased separately from the Sears, so millwork with shipping labels is not by itself a definitive indicator of a Sears modern house. The second way we can tell is by stamped lumber. Most easily found in unfinished spaces like a basement or attic, framing members were stamped with a letter and a number. These stamps were normally located on or near the ends of pieces of framing timber. However, these stamps were not used on lumber shipped before 1916 when Sears first started offering pre-cut lumber. The third way we can tell is by comparing house designs to original catalog images. Some models of Sears homes were very similar in design to models offered by other kit home manufacturers or through plan books. Designs may have been modified, but generally should match in layout and dimensions. Number 4. Sears modern homes built in the 1930s may have a small circled SR cast into the bathtub in the lower corner, furthest from the tub spout and near the floor, and on the underside of the kitchen or bathroom sink. The fifth way is the good old sheet plaster was an early drywall-like product offered by Sears and may be an indication of a Sears modern home. Now that you know how to identify them, maybe you'll start looking at some of these older homes a little differently the next time you stroll through a neighborhood. If you like this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time on This House.